Up next, we have Todd Martz with Community Services.
Good morning, Commissioners. I want to thank my management team for all the work and effort, thoughtful process that we went through for these critical needs, and also Brett and Sunny and Nikki, how they've done this process over the last couple of years. It's very organized, thoughtful, and strategic, so appreciate all of that. My presentation today will probably be brief. However, the impact of what we're doing is going to be huge, and so hopefully I can convey that message to all of you on what the impact will be. Our department's strategic plan goals are to complete the El Paso County Parks infrastructure plan and incorporate the capital improvement program into that. It also is to track customer satisfaction at all facilities and maintain a rating of 90%. Our critical needs, there's two of them. The first one is an asset management specialist. One of the things that we realized in the tactical asset management process is that we needed a better assessment. And so this position will help us get that. It will have direct coordination with other departments. It will help us with ongoing management to support the countywide strategic plan and infrastructure objectives. For the strategic plan, we've identified several preliminary action items, and this is one of those that was identified. It's to do a complete assessment of the county park system and formation of an asset management system to integrate with other county asset management system efforts. Outcomes and measurable data results, completing a comprehensive inventory and assessment of parks and community services using CityWorks, software to inform management, critical needs, and capital expenditures. One thing I think we've done a great job of is highlighting what our needs are, but we really do need to do that more data-driven, and this is our opportunity to do that. Following DPW's success, one of the measurable data things that we are comfortable with is that with the DPW success, I think we can demonstrate with parks and follow along with what they've done with CityWorks and how they're managing their assets. Critical need number two is project design and construction support. You have been gracious over the years to give us extra forestry money, some money for capital improvements. And one thing that I really have strived to do with my planning division is to make sure that we're doing those things quickly and efficiently. This will also address this objective number one, infrastructure, with asset management and completing projects identified. The demonstrated need and the data. Current projects demand are in excess, which is great, of our Parks Planning Division. There's only 3 employees. DPW engineers help us out, planning works with us, but we really need more of that effort in my shop. And so with stormwater requirements, increasing the impact, professional services to help address this through engineering, permitting, and inspection services. Additionally, due to scope and complexity of projects, engineering and permitting is needed. I have a great team. They're a great small team of 3, but they're limited on how much they can know and serve the county efficiently and wisely. And so when we reach out to professional groups, that will bring that into the process. Some demonstrated need and data. These are just some of the examples of capital projects that could utilize this contracted support. These are current and future. All of these are not funded yet, but I wanted to give a perspective of some of the projects that we would like to do and the diversity of projects that we have. The flood damage with NRCS and the FEMA grants. We need to make sure that we're using that grant money efficiently, and this will help us to do that. The ADA requirements, we're doing that alongside with facilities, but we could use some of that support too. And then we've got all the bathrooms, the pickleball, the ponds. There's all sorts of projects that we've got going on that we could use this project design and construction support. The measurable outcomes. This contracted service, again, will provide the expertise needed to advance these in an efficient manner. I think our taxpayers and our grant money deserves us to get that done quickly. And projects will be completed in a timely manner. And staff can delegate construction support services. I really like this also because it's contracted work, and so it doesn't rely on staff. So if our budget does go down, we could use this money for other items, and we won't be doing as many projects. However, I see great things happening in the Parks Department for the upcoming years. So base budget and critical needs, this is our overall budget, the proposed base budget. And you can see the $250,000 critical needs request. Two of those things are ongoing, and one of them is for any FTE, its setup time and or cost is about $15,000. So those are my critical need requests. Any questions?
Questions from commissioners? Commissioner Williams?
The household hazardous waste is still primarily based on the tipping fees from the trash companies.
They are.
Okay. And that does a great job.
They do.
I
They
had to
do
go
a
out to
wonderful
Utah
job.
to help my sister clean her house, and there just wasn't quite the place I needed to dispose of her goods.
You know,
So-
with that, Kathy doesn't come to me for any critical needs because of that opportunity with that funding. So
Commissioner Vanderwerf?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. So thank you for the presentation. Great, great stuff. We've discussed this briefly before, but it does seem like when we talk about maybe flood damage or water control in our parks and things like that, that a partnership with Fountain Creek Watershed District could be really helpful, particularly if we're really busy doing other projects. I think they'd be willing to actually pursue grant money for them that maybe could be of benefit for county jurisdiction things. And I have been trying here for maybe about 6 months trying to get us to work with them as far as having them do some work on our behalf. That would also be common to what their interests are. And I think there is some commonality in certain instances. And then the other question I have for you is with regard to this extra person, this asset management specialist, over in our Department of Public Works. You know, we actually have funded, and they've been using now for a couple of years, an asset management tool, and that's been very helpful for them over there. So hiring a specialist is great, but I think there's something about tools that might also be really helpful and make this work really efficient. And you do have a lot of assets, a lot of things to manage and watch out for and maintain and so forth. So I'd be interested in a little bit more, if you've got some comments right now about an asset management tool, maybe borrowing what DPW has, maybe having your own tool, whatever it is. But I think that tool can really be helpful about improving the efficiency about managing your assets.
it's a great question. And that's something that, you know, it's a little preliminary for me to say exactly what's going to happen, but I can tell you my plan is using CityWorks. And that is a tool that we could go out, my team could go out, they see something wrong with a playground. They enter it into their iPad or their iPhone, it documents that need, and then at the end of the year, I'll have an idea of all of the playground needs that we've got. And it'll be able, that data then can show, okay, this playground here is constantly needing replacement parts. Maybe we should look at replacing that playground. And so it'll help us prioritize better. And I think the CityWorks tool that they use at DPW is exactly what something like that is what we're looking at using.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any additional comments from commissioners or questions? Okay, thank you so much. I'll just
Thank
say
you.
I agree with many of the comments from Commissioner Vanderwerf around utilizing this to really meet those strategic planning objectives of, you know, providing great customer service, but also efficiency and making data-driven decisions. So thank you very much for bringing this forward.
Thank you.
Okay, so at this time, I will call for public comment on this critical needs request. And I am not seeing anyone coming forward in the audience. It does not appear that we have anyone online.